Hey there, this is the One Boom, and today we are going to be talking about the Black Ops 6 beta now that it is over, and I'm very sad that it's over, and unfortunately that's our first topic here. I know so many of you were looking for me this year to complain about another Treyarch title, after I didn't really fall in love with Black Ops 4 Cold War, which is putting it lightly. A lot of you, longtime subscribers, are expecting me to tear into this because this is essentially Cold War 2, bunch of weird features, long time to kill. Where is the rant? Well, I did not have any actual problems in this beta. This video is going to be about things that I wish would change or hope get changed or didn't really like too much, but nothing negatively affected me to the point that I think I'm gonna have trouble playing this game throughout its life cycle. So let's start with the basic things first, and then if you guys want to listen to me sort of freestyle, just rant about the game, that's going to happen after I mention these key things first. So what are the big things that I want fixed after playing this beta? It's simple. When it comes to gameplay, I want a rework to the perk system, and I want updates to the spawn system. After that, I think there should be a change to the headshot system because currently headshots don't matter on most weapons unless you use a headshot barrel within the gun's effective range. And I think that headshots should always matter if you are able to land every single shot to the head. And I think the headshot barrels should decrease your shots to kill by 1 if you're able to land, again, all shots to the head at any range. If you're in an assault rifle's 6-shot kill range and you land all headshots, you should be getting a 5-shot kill. And if you have the headshot barrel, it should be a 4-shot kill. Because if you're out at that distance, you should be rewarded. Like, maybe I'm old-fashioned, but I think shooting somebody in the head in an FPS game should be rewarded. I like that Black Ops 6 has a much more consistent feeling time to kill because it doesn't have a ton of body and headshot multipliers, but come on, you gotta reward me if I'm able to land all of my shots on the head, even if I don't have a particular attachment equipped. And if you make me attach an attachment to benefit my headshots, then it better do a lot more than decrease my shots to kill by 1 upon landing all headshots within my main effective damage range. That's ridiculous. When it comes to perks, you should have 4 perks by default. Perk greed should give you a 5th perk, and then you have your specialty. Because, well, first of all, the UI is set up for it. You just take this little specialty guy, drop him down 1 square. Perk greed could give you a 5th perk if you want it, but this game is far too limiting. Like, without perk greed, if I run dexterity, ghost, and vigilance, I don't get any bonuses, and I'm basically missing out on quick fix and wall hacks. I'm missing out on bonus score and faster equipment usage. Not having a specialty is a massive shot in the dick. Because there's only 3 specialties, they put so much power into those specialties that it feels so empty not having it. Like, not having recon or enforcer feels wrong, and limiting perks and forcing perk combinations is the wrong play, especially when you have Tac Mask and Flak Jacket in the same green category, in the same perk 1 category. That sucks. Perk greed is going to be such a crutch in this game just because maybe I want the Enforcer perk but also not be Sound Horde. Maybe I want Recon but don't want to have crappy jumping aiming accuracy. It's so limiting. It's such a step back from what MW3 tried the year prior. Like, Modern Warfare 3's perk system is the same concept. You have your specialty in the form of a vest, and then you pick your gear. Different vests allow for different things. It is an improvement over the basic training system, and here we have in Black Ops 6, an improvement over nothing. And not only are these perks heavily limited in the way they're set up, some of them are just weak and boring. Some of them should be absolutely combined into other things, like Fast Hands is by itself here, doing nothing. In perk 2, like, it's weird. There's so many boring, I don't care about running them perks that I could fill a book with them. I'm not saying you can't come up with any interesting combinations, and I'm not going to get into every possible combination we can get into. The issue is, I am limited without perk greed to such a degree that I've never been limited in a COD game before. This is worse than Vanguard at launch when we only had 3 perks and most of the perks were in overlapping categories, so you couldn't make a proper stealth build for like the first 4 months of the fucking game. So these perks are boring. So unless you're going to add pro perks, Treyarch, or you're going to rearrange and buff the perks, these need to change. You have so many perks across so many different categories. You know, you have the numbered categories and the colored categories, and all you've done is limit my customization. So That's my big thing. Headshot multipliers and perks. When it comes to things like aim assist, I wouldn't mind a slight change in how your aim assist cuts off in close range. I loved Exclusive Ace's idea of it being a gradual turnoff. Instead of just shutting off your aim assist like hard and fast at 3 meters. It's something I can get used to, but it doesn't feel very finished. And you know, there's certain things in Omni movement that I'm sure the game would benefit from having tweaked. I just struggled to find out what they were during the beta. Everything felt so good. I had a lot of trouble finding problems. I think the only other gameplay thing I'd say constantly annoyed me was footstep audio being really difficult to pinpoint no matter what preset I used. I tried Dolby Atmos, I tried Windows Sonic for headphones, I found stereo uncompressed to be absolutely unplayable in terms of determining sound. Like, every audio setting on my mix amp and on my Xbox and in the game, just nothing cleared up where footsteps were coming from, and hopefully they can pinpoint that. I know they were talking about pinpointing that, and sometimes it did feel like the best footsteps have ever been directionally, and other times it was impossible to determine location. So I guess those are my gameplay complaints. But then graphically, this game is ugly. This game feels so last gen. I thought maybe it's because I have to play 1080p on my current gaming monitor to play at 120 hertz, because my monitor has a whole thing with VISA standard refresh rate and Xbox doesn't like it, blah blah blah. Anyway, so I had to play at 1080p, and I thought that's why the game was blurry, but other games I played look fine. This game looks ugly. This game looks last gen. This game looks like it is running on lowest settings, and on next gen, that should not be a problem I'm dealing with. This whole forced texture streaming thing is bad for business, and I would gladly download a 20 gigabyte texture pack in order to make this game look like the current gen it's on. Call of Duty has done a wonderful job over the years recently by making the game look like how the trailers look, and this game undid that entirely. Like, in my opinion, we've had a beautiful streak since Modern Warfare 2019, since Black Ops 4 even, where the game looks exactly like the trailer, whereas the game in the trailer looks like it's shaded properly, the textures, everything, the models look better, and you're playing it, and it feels like you're playing the last gen version. So I do want that fixed. And also, there are crazy frame rate problems on both Skyline and Derelict, and just in general. Trying to maintain 120 FPS on a Series X at 1080p should not be an issue. So please, Treyarch, optimize the fuck out of your game. Please and thank you. And before you say the Series X is underpowered or anything like that, even if it was a really underpowered last-gen hardware style console, it should be able to hit 120 with how ugly this game looks. So this game does not look pretty enough to push my console below 120 fucking ever at 1080p. Now, there are other things I'm going to talk about in other videos, like I'm going to make a whole video about Sleeper Agent, I'm going to make a whole video about just create a class in general and Gunsmith, but that's not really my beta concerns. During the beta, my biggest concern with the game was its graphical and frame rate presentation, and just the way that they're handling perks and headshot multipliers. When it came to beta issues, I did not run into them. I didn't have the stuttery, laggy, choppy games, except for like the one time I played with Exclusive Ace. His lobbies felt like that, which was really weird, but I never had that problem. Now, when it comes to skill-based matchmaking, I did have that problem. This game was sweaty. People in my lobbies that don't normally play at my skill level had trouble getting kills in my lobbies. So it was rough out there. I don't know if you guys have watched any pro players play this year, but they were struggling to maintain good KDs and get their high streaks against pub players. And these are some of the best players in the world, like Shotzzy and Scump getting like their ankles broken by pub players because skill-based matchmaking is so cracked. Betas are already sweaty anyway, especially pre-order betas, but during the open beta, it should not feel like you're playing ranked play, but my god, my thumbs hurt, man. It got ridiculous out there. Right now, I am in the mentality of improving, getting better, complaining less, being less bitter, getting more better. I'm coming back to YouTube full force. I'm firing on all cylinders. But if you don't have that mentality, and you shouldn't have to have that mentality, then it's gonna be rough. I mean, I'm looking to play with sweaty people, collaborate with YouTubers. I am a YouTuber. This is a whole different game for me. The average player, upon improving, should not be met with this level of sweat. And I'm hoping that Treyarch can really shake up this franchise and make this community happy again by talking about this and reducing the severity of this. It feels like the beta was the sweatiest I've ever seen Call of Duty, and I don't know what to do with that. Don't let that discourage you though. Smart gameplay is going to beat Movement God sweat gameplay. If you are doing well and at your basic fundamentals, aiming, shooting, keeping cover, map knowledge, teammate awareness, mini-map awareness, if you're doing good at your fundamentals, you're going to be doing good. Don't sweat it. If you're like a 0.8 KD, 0.9 KD, maybe just a 1.0 KD player, I don't think you're going to have a terrible time in this game, especially if you turn off crossplay on whatever platform you're on. But in general, skill-based matchmaking is coming for us all, and you know, if you have my mentality about COD and YouTube and stuff, it's not going to bother you as much, but a lot of you don't, and a lot of you shouldn't have to. But I don't know, I didn't deal with a lot of the issues other people had. They dealt with crazy stuttering when all I had was inconsistent frame rate. They dealt with terrible lag, and all I had was a couple high ping lobbies. It wasn't really until the last day of the beta that I started having the enemies feel spongy and I'm dying instantly kind of feel, but I don't know if that's just because I was a little bit more tired at the end of the beta than I was like earlier in the beta. I don't know, but I really digress here. The beta felt fine. It's one of the best beta experiences I've ever had. I think I had one lobby issue early on in the beta, like first day, where I couldn't matchmake with a full party. But after that, man, it was a very smooth experience. I think I had a harder time in every other COD beta compared to this one. It's also the best gameplay I was ever able to get during a beta. Like, I'm still experimenting with things and kind of going at it with more of a review brain than a tryhard brain, and I still almost dropped a nuke, as you guys probably saw in one of my last videos. And I just owe that to the fact that this game feels very consistent, and I have more to talk about when it comes to, again, body multipliers and gunplay and things later on in different videos, but right now, I give this beta an A+. I had a lot of fun, and this maybe is because of who I was partied up with. This is maybe because of just the mentality I've been in recently. This is maybe just because it is exciting to be back on the Call of Duty YouTube grind, and it's exciting to live in my own house and have a new COD coming out and being in charge of my own schedule and not really having to answer to anyone, and that feels really good, and so maybe I'm just riding that high. But to me, this is going to be a really good year of Call of Duty. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. These are my essentially end of beta, messy thoughts. We have more dedicated, more focused, simple gameplay commentaries coming up soon. So definitely stay tuned for that. Please like, please subscribe, please hit bell icon. Please use all of the links in my description. They all benefit, they all help out. And if you want a little channel like me to grow and get back into the swing of things and get back into the algorithm, well, we just got to do it. It's got to happen. So I'm counting on you guys. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.
Honestly, I was pretty satisfied with the beta. Like there isn't much I would really change or want added. So
I think on Series X, this is the best beta we've put up with. Like, I feel like there's been very little to complain about. Yeah, I think my big thing, before Jason leaves here, just to share my 2 cents right after his, my big thing is graphical quality, frame rate, spawns, and perks. Everything else is fine. I don't mind anything else. Nothing else in this game is going to annoy me. But I'm not going anywhere. I just want to share that. I'm gonna clip that, put it in my video. Fucking say something to YouTube, Jason. Say something to my video.
Perfect.
All right.